Hello, I hope everyone is fine and safe. This recording is going to be like a revision of what we studied in the second week of term 3. This week's learning objectives are: first, you will be able to define present and past tense. Second, you will be able to identify and use present and past tense verbs in both writing and speaking. Third, you will be able to know the form of the regular and irregular past. Let's start with the present tense. The present, the simple present tense is mostly used to describe facts, habits, and daily routine. We have three kinds of sentences: the affirmative, interrogative, and negative. I'm going to use the verb think to give you some examples. I think, you think, he thinks, she thinks, it thinks, we think, they think. Notice here I added only s to the verb with the subject pronouns he, she, it. So he thinks, she thinks, and it thinks. So the only thing I did, I added only s. The interrogative form, which means asking questions. So we ask questions in the present tense like this: do I think? Do you think? Does he think? Does she think? Does it think? Do we think? And do they think? The last form, the negative form: I don't think, you don't think, he doesn't think, she doesn't think, it doesn't think, we don't think, and they don't think. So the only difference here is he, she, and it. With he, she, it, we need to use doesn't in the negative form. With he, she, it in the interrogative form, we need to use does. Notes on the simple present third person singular. In the third person singular, the verb always ends in s, as I said earlier. I think, he thinks. I go, he goes. I go, she goes. I play, he plays. I sleep, she sleeps. So he wants, she needs, he gives, she thinks. So I only add s in the third person singular. Sometimes I add es when the verb ends in sh, ch, double s, and x. For example, the verb pass, we have double s at the end. So he passes, I need to add es. The verb fix, we have x at the end. So he fixes, she fixes, I need to add es. And also the verb push, I push, she pushes, I need to add es because there is sh at the end of the verb. So rule number 1, add s. Rule number 2, add es. Rule number 3, whenever you see the letter y at the end, you need to change it to ies. For example, fly becomes flies. Spelling of flies, flies. So change the y to ies. Another example, cry, cries, cries. And the last rule, which is number 4, sometimes even though we have the letter y at the end, we don't change it, we keep it, and we simply add s. For example, play, plays. I'm not going to change the y into ies. I will keep the y. I will simply add s. Why? Because before the letter Y there is a vowel. Play. Before Y there is A, and A is a vowel. So whenever there is a vowel before the letter Y, we keep the Y and we simply add S. Okay, so we have 5 vowels: A, O, I, E, U. Done. So these are the 4 rules. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some examples, some affirmative examples. I live in Sharjah. You live in Sharjah. She lives in Sharjah. He lives in Sharjah. They live in Sharjah. We live in Sharjah. So all the sentences are the same. I added only S with the subject pronoun he, she. That's it. I, you, we, they. We don't add anything to the verb. We keep it as it is. So this is the affirmative sentence. The negative sentence, which means I need to use don't or doesn't. These are some examples. I don't like spicy food. You don't like spicy food, but he doesn't. He doesn't like spicy food. She doesn't like spicy food. We don't like spicy food. They don't like spicy food. So I use don't, doesn't. With he, she, it, I used doesn't. With I, you, we, they, I used don't. So done with the second form. The third form, which is the interrogative form, which means asking questions. So I need to use do or does. Examples: do you speak English? Does he speak English? Does she speak English? Do they speak English? Do we speak English? So do, does, do, does. This is the present tense. Now I'm going to move to the past tense. The simple past is a verb tense that is used to talk about things that happened or existed before now. Imagine someone asks what your brother Muhammad did while he was in town last weekend. So your question is going to be in the past. You might say, my brother went to the mall last weekend. Okay, so again, we are going to do the same as we did with the present tense. Now with the simple past tense. We have also 3 kinds of sentences: affirmative, interrogative, and negative. I'm going to use the verb sleep. So affirmative. The past of the verb sleep is slept. So I slept, you slept, he slept, she slept, it slept, we slept, they slept. Interrogative. Did I sleep? Did you sleep? Did he sleep? Did she sleep? Did it sleep? Did we sleep? Did they sleep? The negative form. I didn't sleep. You didn't sleep. He didn't sleep. She didn't sleep. It didn't sleep. We didn't sleep. They didn't sleep. So I'm going to give you some examples using the affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms. Let's start with the affirmative one. I went to the mall last weekend. She went to the mall last weekend. He went to the mall last weekend. They went to the mall last weekend. The verb in this sentence is go. I need to change it to went because this is something that happened last weekend. This is the past. Okay? Examples using the negative form. I didn't wake up early today. You didn't wake up early today. He didn't wake up early. She didn't wake up early today. We didn't wake up early. So the only thing I need to use is didn't. And don't forget, you don't need to change the verb. You need to keep the verb in the infinitive form. Like I went to the mall. I didn't go to the mall last weekend. Don't say I didn't went to the mall last weekend. So I didn't go to the mall last weekend. I didn't wake up early today. I didn't do my homework yesterday. Don't say I didn't did my homework yesterday. The verb should stay in the infinitive form. Okay, interrogative sentences, asking questions. You need to use did in the past. Did you visit your grandparents last weekend? Did I visit my grandparents last weekend? Did he visit his grandparents last weekend? Did they visit their grandparents last weekend? Very simple. The only thing you need to do if you want to ask questions in the past, just start your question with did. Did. In the past, if you're talking about something that happened in the past, you have two kinds of verbs to use, regular and irregular verbs. You can find a list of irregular verbs on page 59 in the booklet. You will find a list of irregular verbs. You need to learn them by heart, memorize them, all of them. This is the only way. So, as I said earlier, talking about something that happened in the past, you need to change the verb, of course, into the past. Like, I went, I slept, I did, I kept, I spoke. So, all of them are in the past. So, an English verb can be regular or irregular. Regular verbs form their past and past participle forms by adding ed. Examples are given below. Walk, walked. Dance, danced. Paint, painted. Work, worked. And there are mainly three types of irregular verbs. First, verbs in which all the three forms are the same. For example, put, put, put. Infinitive form, past and past participle. Put, put, put. It doesn't change. Okay, for example, hit, hit, hit. The past of the verb hit is hit. It doesn't change. It's the same like put, 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 put. Okay. Second, verbs in which two of the three forms are the same. For example, sit, sat, sat. Okay. The third one, verbs in which all three forms are different. Drink, drank, drank. Some verbs can be both regular and irregular at the same time. For example, burn, the past is burnt. I added T. This is irregular. We can also say burned, ed, regular. So when you add only ed, this is regular. When you change the verb, this is irregular. Burn, burnt. Burn, burned. So play, played, stay, stayed, work, worked. So I added only ed. So when you add ed, this is a regular verb. But when you change the verb like go, went, sleep, slept, speak, spoke, keep, kept, when you change the verb, this is irregular. And as I said earlier, some verbs can be both regular and irregular. We can add ed to them and we can also change them. For example, burn, burnt, and also burned. Dream, dreamt, and dreamed also. Lean, lent, and leaned. So both regular and irregular. And also learn, learned, learned. I can add T and also ED. One more example. Smell, smelt, smelled. Regular and irregular. Spoil, spoiled, spoiled. Regular and irregular at the same time. So listen to these two examples. The cat, space, all the milk. So of course I need a verb here. The verb is drink. In the past of drink, drink is drank. The cat drank all the milk. One more example. It has been ages since I last space him. I need to use the verb see, and the past of the verb see is saw. So that's it for tenses, present and past tenses. Now we're going to move to vocabulary. Our last objective, this is what we did on Wednesday and Thursday. So our last objective, you will identify and locate unfamiliar words in a story and determine their meaning using a variety of strategies. For example, prior knowledge, context clues, group discussion, and media sources. We have 10 vocabulary words. I will explain them. The first one, career. Career is a profession or occupation. The second one is publication. A publication is an issue of printed or electronic matter, such as a magazine, offered for sale or distribution. The third one, the word background. The word background means a person's experience, training, and education. The fourth one, household. Household means the members of a family and others living together in a single unit. The fifth one, insights. It means the perception of the true nature of something. The sixth one, required, means to be in need of or simply need. The seventh one, uneventful. It means having no significant event, or it simply means boring. The eighth one, edition. Edition means the entire number of copies of a book or newspaper printed at one time and having the same content. The ninth one, a plan or, formula. Formula means a plan or method of doing something or procedure. The last one, destruction. Destruction simply means the condition of having been destroyed. So these are the 10 vocabulary words we studied this week. Don't forget the part of speech. The word career is a noun. Publication is a noun. Parts of speech can be a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb. So let me repeat again. Career is a noun. Publication is a noun. Background is a noun. Household is a noun. Uneventful is an adjective. Edition is a noun. Formula is a noun. Distraction is a noun too. I will give you just 3 examples using the vocabulary words. I'm going to start with the word uneventful. As I said earlier, uneventful means boring. The flight home was uneventful, boring, nothing to do on the plane. The second example, career. I'm going to use the word career in a sentence. She hopes to pursue a career in medicine. A career means a profession, an occupation. The third example, I'm going to use the word formula. Formula means a plan. So the product is made using a secret formula that the company refuses to reveal. So I'm not going to give you examples using the 10 vocabulary words. I gave you just 3. That's enough. You can do it alone. And you can also do exercises in your booklets, pages 31 and 32. You will find a table and you need to match the vocabulary words with their meanings, and also you will find some questions. You need to use your knowledge of the vocabulary words to answer the questions. I think I have covered everything that we have done. so far. I hope to see you soon. Bye. Take care, all of you.